So if you're trading the bund on Eurex and you've had a successful outcome with that, and you think, I wonder if the same strategy would work on US Treasuries. To answer that question, normally you would have to go and get the data from the CME. It would be in a different format to what you have on Eurex. Your schema will need to be modified to adapt that data, and any code you wrote on top of your Eurex data for that strategy would be useless. In our environment, you can literally write your code from one set of futures contracts to another, test it quickly, fail fast, or get it to market.
How have BMLL offerings developed in equities and futures post-Nasdaq acquisition?
We set out to do three things with the investment. We said we would grow our content, we said we would hire the engineers to onboard that content, and we would grow our go-to-market division, most notably putting an office into the United States. We did all of that during 2023. We expanded our equity coverage, whereas we will be, by the end of half 124, we'll cover something like 99% of ADV. We got the US office off the ground. We've got a team of 7 in place now, so that's excellent. So now where we start to go with that is on our futures coverage. We have CME, ICE, Eurex today. We will start to expand that coverage to other derivative exchanges around the world. And we've got customers asking that product, because over the course of last year, we doubled the amount of clients we have at BMLL, which was fantastic for 2023. And a lot of those clients are asking us about the evolution of our futures product.
How does better data impact a firm's trading?
First of all, we're historic data specialists, and we take the end of day in level 3 packet capture, which contains every message that comes from the order book, every cancellation, every correction, every order ID, timestamp, you name it, it comes to us raw, and we engineer that data. Now, in the case of equities, of course, where they trade on multiple exchanges, you can understand the use case. On futures, where they're typically proprietary, what we do is we take them from all full depth from all the futures exchanges and then put it into one harmonized format. What's happening this year is you're noticing the futures exchanges start to compete with each other on the same contracts. And in that environment, our data starts to come into its own. So the first one of that is the short-term interest rate contract traded on ICE, CME, and Eurex. So we can see the behavior of those books at full depth, and you can understand those trends over time. We understand that there's an MSCI contract coming out that all 3 exchanges are going to compete, and we think this trend is likely to continue.
You have said your data is harmonized, not normalized. What does that mean, and why is that important to traders?
What's important is that we don't lose any of the individual attributes from all of those venues, because they've got unique flags, unique identifiers. So we say harmonized because we don't squash this data into one format, losing any of its individual attributes along the way. And we keep the raw data as well. So clients of ours can see the data raw, they can see every attribute, and then what we have is a harmonized layer where they have it in one consistent format over time. So if you're going to use that data at full depth to drive some of the world's most powerful algos, you need to make sure you maintain all of it.
What's the difference between BMLL's Level 1 and Level 2 historical data offering and its competitors?
We're really excited about this. And first of all, we established ourselves as the only Level 3 provider. And of course, we engineer that data so it comes in that consistency, and then we build analytics on it. So we use our own data. Off of that, then you can have a Level 2 and a Level 1 feed, and it will be pristine, no gaps, no flaws. And the reason that's important, there's a much wider use case for Level 2 and Level 1, and typically it's served by real-time providers. So every provider of Level 1 and Level 2 data in the marketplace today is a real-time provider. So you're storing everything at the top of the book, and typically, because of the speed of that data, you will have a lot of fields fall away. And all of the providers would be the same here. And the quality is poor. So in the Level 1 and Level 2 world, we're the only ones that provide a product that's built from the bottom of the book. So there'll be no gaps, no flaws, no spikes. And in a world where you've got an ever-increasing level of sophistication across the marketplace, and these markets are becoming more algorithmically driven, and you can't trade a derivative contract these days unless you're a data scientist, engineer, mathematician, preferably all three. Quality is everything. So we differentiate ourselves in that world by quality. We're really excited about that.
What are the growth metrics for BMLL's performance?
We look at a couple of metrics. Obviously, doubling our clients last year was great. We want to continue that trend. Our clients, we're a land and expand business. We land with the client and then we start selling them more and more product as we get introduced to more divisions within the group. Last year, we upsold to over half of our client base, and that's a metric we look at.